Welcome to the No Pucks Given podcast. I am Chris.
I'm Aiden. We're your hosts, or at least 2/3 of it.
Yep, 2/3 of it. We do have another person who is going to help, co-host this. He's currently on a vacation.
Right now, but we wanted to get this going at the very least before the start of training camp. We've been NHL fans and obviously big Black Sweaters, Canuck fans for well over a few decades. In your case, over a decade in my case.
For me, I've been a Canuck fan basically since the 94 run.
I've been since the 2011 run. So obviously, Canucks Stanley Cup runs brings people together.
Oh, man.
But, yeah, so this is the No Pucks Given podcast. We're going to be talking about all things NHL and Canucks, obviously.
Mostly Canucks.
Mostly Canucks, but because as NHL's NHL, we'll be talking about the teams, what's going on with them. I've been keeping track on what is going on with the NHL currently, along with the free agency, trade deadline, stuff like that. He's our resident and honestly hockey historian, I would say.
I wouldn't go that far, to be honest with you.
You're the closest we got.
Okay. Okay.
And for the record, we are assholes.
Yes.
So there will be some team slander from teams we don't like. Boston. But by the end of the day, this will be a more adult themed podcast. Obviously, we won't go too far. There will be editing, and if say kids do want to watch it, we will have it edited so they can. But for most time, this will be going up to Twitch and YouTube when we're able to. Hopefully to Spotify and Apple when we're able to.
Once we actually get this ball rolling, we can easily do that. And we're going to archive all this stuff so that way when we do get to that point, we can upload to Apple, Spotify. This is going to go up on YouTube.
First and foremost.
Yeah, you're probably actually going to find it on YouTube before anything else. Let's be honest.
Let's be real. And we will be having other pages to help promote it. We'll be promoting on our Twitter. I'll be promoting on our Instagram page. But I think that's about it for introductions for now, don't you?
I agree. Let's get this show on the road.
Although before we do that, today the hockey community lost I would say a very important, not player, but a very important kid in Ben Stelter. He pretty much became the Edmonton Oilers' mascot, even over their actual one.
I wouldn't go that far. I would say he was their good luck charm for their run.
Oh, definitely. He had been battling cancer for 4 or 5 years, something like that.
I don't know the length.
But he, unfortunately, he lost his battle today. He passed away earlier this afternoon. So we just want to say to the Stelter family and to the Oilers organization as a whole, you lost an amazing kid. Ben Stelter was an inspiration to most hockey fans who knew him and those who didn't from just the story alone. So our hearts go out to you. And, yeah. He was a champion and a fighter in his own right.
Damn right. I
so.
I totally agree with you on that statement. Just the words. The thought of
we'll never know what he's going through.
No,
or went through.
Just the thought that how the Oilers managed to go on that run around him.
Yeah,
speaks volume on how much he spoke to both that city and to that organization. We are truly saddened and truly, oh God, what's the word I'm looking for? We're mostly just saddened and sorry about this. Like, nobody should have to go through what he did, especially at that age.
He was like 10 or 11?
I don't even know how old he was. But
that's far too young.
Yeah.
His family, our hearts go out to them. They're lost, they're grieving. And so So our hearts go out to you guys. Stay strong. He's in a better place. He's now no longer in pain. And to the Oilers, we hate you, but thank you for bringing us Ben. Thank you for bringing him to light.
Well, this is the only time that we're going to like the Oilers.
And it's not even Oilers, it's just Ben. It's Ben.
It's just Ben.
But I think that's enough of the sad shit.
I agree. Let's keep this.
Let's get into something
let's get into something that's a lot more happier.
And something that's possibly happy to a lot of Canuck fans, a lot of OG Canuck fans, especially around the 2011 run. So lately there's been a lot of talk around a lot of news sites, Canucks Army outposts, about Ryan Kesler possibly signing a one-day contract to fully retire as a Canuck. As you can see, Chris is wearing his Kesler jersey in hopes that he does. I really hope so. Patrick Alvine and Jim Rutherford, get on that.
I would just like to thank this man for messaging Kesler. Yes, this is the Instagrammer right here.
All I did was post on him scoring on Carey Price saying, "Hey Kesler, sign a one-day deal with Canucks and retire as one, please." And he responded, "Call the Canucks, let's go." It apparently blew up. It got on Twitter, or even
got on CFox, for crying out loud.
CFox, Sportsnet 650. They were talking about it with I think Donnie from the Dolly and Dolly show. Oh, it's either Donnie or Dolly. I don't remember. It's one of those two.
I know that wasn't it also talked about on the People show.
It was on
with Riccio, right?
No, it was Satyar Shaw and
okay.
It was Satyar Shaw and Big Nazar, because Riccio was out of town at the time, and they're talking to Donnie or Dolly from the Donnie and Dolly show.
Okay.
That's basically where it is. I have a recording. I have no idea how to put that up there.
I'll insert clip when I'm doing the editing for everything.
Yeah, so I would say that, wow, if that happens, that would be absolutely insane.
I would actually love it. Biakta, for the love of God, please sign that one-day contract that you were thinking of doing back in 2020.
Just do it.
Retire as a Vancouver Canuck.
Just do it. Hey, Schneider, it's Long Island. Come back.
I don't know. Demko might not like that.
No, it's a one-day contract. Who cares?
You're right.
Yeah, any and all former Canucks, just come back to the organization, ditch your current ones, and just all retire as Canucks is great.
Exactly. Although, I do want to say that I think the next person that should have their jersey retired, I think it should be Luongo.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, he already has his jersey retired in Florida. But I watched that jersey retirement night. It was pathetic.
It was, and to be fair, it's Florida.
It's Florida. Like, there's been the memes of Florida not having a sold-out crowd in years. Granted, the Cup, their own playoff run kind of blew that out of the water, and Arizona and Buffalo have their own issues with attendance.
Let's not get into those two teams, please.
But I mean, in general, if we were to come back to Vancouver, because I think he still loves the city. I know that.
He works for Florida.
He works for Florida, I think, as their goalie coach?
No, he is, I believe he's the assistant he's the assistant to the GM or something like that.
Something like that, but
or he's an advisor like the Sedins are. I think it's somewhere along those lines. I'm not 100% sure.
As you can tell, unless it's Canuck related, we're not fully in the know. Everything I know from what's going on from other teams is just what I've seen and followed via
I've
Instagram.
been out of the loop for a while.
Unless it's the Canucks.
Yeah, exactly.
But speaking of out of the loop and out of the game, Boston just signed David Krejci to a one-year contract.
I'm not going to lie. I am a little surprised that he came back.
Let me see what it is. I know it's a one-year contract, but let me just see what the AAV is. He works for Florida, I think, as their goalie coach?
No, he is, I believe he's the assistant he's the assistant to the GM or something like that.
Something like that. But
or he's an advisor like the Sedins are. I think it's somewhere along those lines. I'm not 100% sure.
As you can tell, unless this is kind of related, we're not fully in the know. Everything I know from what's going on from other teams is just what I've seen and followed via
I've been out of the
Instagram.
loop for a while.
Unless it's the Canucks.
Yeah, exactly.
But speaking of out of the loop and out of the game, Boston just signed David Krejci to a 1-year contract.
I'm not going to lie. I am a little surprised that he came back.
Let me see what it is. I know it's a 1-year contract, but let me just see what the AAV is.
I know what Bergeron's is.
Bergeron is
Bergeron, right?
2.
He's
2.5.
But if he plays, what is it, 10 games?
10 games, he gets
$5
extra,
million?
He gets an extra 2.5
for 1 year.
But that's still a 2.5
safe.
cap hit.
Yeah.
Where is it? Fuck, I'm just gonna go on the Boston Bruins. It's like because they probably say it.
Yeah, they probably would. But yeah, I'm still a little surprised that Krejci
Decided to come back.
Resign? No, not really resign, but came back to the league. I thought he. I mean, I don't really know because I don't follow Boston because they're our immortal enemy because of a certain Stanley Cup.
Yep.
Old wounds.
Ooh. Yeah, that made me sad.
Yeah, me too. This is like the only rut that we have in the podcast so far.
Yeah, because I know they mentioned it somewhere, but it's just like, where is it?
I honestly don't know. I've been out of the loop with free agency for a while. Like I watched I didn't watch. I listened to the free agency on, what was it, July 12th or 13th when
free agency
first opened up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Signings.
No, there you go.
I'm trying to look for it on Instagram. But, I mean, hey, all this will be edited in post.
Yes. I mean, the audio might not be. I might just keep it live and keep things fresh.
There it is. David Krejci, $1 million.
Oh, what's
1 year.
So 1 by 1. Okay.
1 by 1.
That's pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
That's just keep that open.
Yeah, I'm just gonna keep that open.
Yeah, that way we don't have to pause and
go through all that again.
No.
But yeah, pretty. I mean, what is he now? Like
Krejci? I don't know.
He's like in his 40s, ain't he?
No, I think he's still in his 30s.
Still in his 30s?
I think he is. Because I think he was in his 20s during 2011.
Age. David Krejci is 36.
So yeah, okay. He's got 3 years on me. Now you know my age.
Yeah, I make fun of him for it too. Don't worry.
Whatever. It is what it is.
Yeah. So I don't know. I say that's a win on Boston. Like I
agree. That's a safe contract.
That's a really safe contract, and
it's cap friendly as hell too.
Yes, but especially with a lot of teams being, I guess, up against the cap.
Us.
Yeah, we're like what, 2-3 million over the cap.
I don't know the exact numbers. I haven't looked at cap friendly in a while. Not since the Mikheyev signing, which I am really happy about.
Yeah, it's 4 by.
It's a 4x3, I think, or it's a 4x4. It's one of those two.
I think it's 4 by 3.
Yeah, I think Lazar is also like a 3x3 or also a 3x4. Actually, I think Lazar would be a 3x3. Or
Just checking. I mean, the Leafs re-signed Engvall 1 year, 2.25. Yeah, how does
I'm
that?
not surprised. Good
Yeah,
job, Dubas. Good job.
what you lost Campbell, but you re-signed fucking you re-signed Engvall. Good job.
Oh, I can see Austin Matthews leaving.
He's gonna leave, dude.
Once he becomes an UFA, he's out the door.
Yep, going to Arizona, going back home.
I wouldn't be surprised.
McKinnon,
Cry your eyes out there, Leafs fans. Cry your eyes out.
4 years, 4.75 for Mikheyev. 3 years by 1 for Lazar. $3 million for Lazar for all 3 years.
So 3x3.
No, 3 by 1.
Oh,
That's really good.
that is really good.
And especially because he's a pretty good. I would say he's a really good depth forward, like for your good bottom 9 or for bottom 6. Mikheyev probably could easily be on like
He's going to be a top 2.
Easily top 2 lines. I would say. Oh, what position is Mikheyev again? Left wing?
I think he's a winger. He's either he's a forward. I know that, but I'm not 100% sure if he's a winger or if he's a centerman.
Mikheyev is right wing.
Okay, so he's a winger. Okay.
Yeah, he's right wing. Easily can go on the second line. But that begs the question: where's Garland? Because I don't see Garland being bottom 6.
I don't either. Well, what I would do for lines is I would do, if we still have JT, I'm hoping. I don't know what I want out of the JT. Like
Easily, I know high end player, high draft pick, maybe a high end prospect at the very least.
yes, and if we do ship him off to the Rangers, I want a handwritten apology for Mark Messier. And,
We don't talk about that here.
And the 19.
We're not talking about that in our podcast.
Okay.
He doesn't belong.
You're right. You're right. You're right. The curse of that waste of space. Yeah, no. Let's not dive into that.
We don't speak that name in this household.
We don't speak that name within the podcast.
Oh no. But
That is worse than the fuck word.
So we have for right wings, top 3 is easily Besser, Garland, and Mikheyev.
Yeah.
Miller can play on either side.
Miller can play it all.
He's center, left, and right.
Yeah.
Just that good.
PD.
So I hope personally, I'd like to get him to a good cap friendly contract, maybe like 5 times 8. At the very most, I know he's gonna he's probably wanting.
He's probably gonna want more.
He's probably gonna want like probably like 6 or 7 by like 9.
I honestly see him. Put it this way: if we're not in a playoff spot come
Trade deadline,
the trade deadline, he's getting moved.
Oh yeah,
Easily, he's getting moved.
I know Alvin said that's when they're gonna start sweating about it, but I hope it doesn't come to that.
I don't either. Yeah, I'm still surprised that they didn't move him during
Last year's trade deadline.
not just last
Or
year's trade deadline, but I
draft.
mean the draft. Or if you were going to trade a piece like JT Miller, I would have done it either the trade deadline like a normal person, or I would do it at the draft. At the draft, you can pick up that a draft can make or break your team.
I think honestly,
Even if you got the proper pick and a prospect on top of that. See, if it was me, I would look for a defenseman, a prospect, and a first overall for JT, and I think he is worth it.
oh, absolutely, got 99 points last year.
Yes, like almost a post off of hitting 100.
A post off, literally
Easily.
the last game of the season, post off of 100.
Yeah,
But and that's insane. We haven't seen a Canuck player do that in a long time.
2011, 2012.
Exactly, and he did that post-COVID season at his age.
He's what, 30? Yeah, I think he's roughly 30 years old.
He'll be 30 this year, I think.
Yeah, so he'll be 30 this year.
But so obviously, like if we re-sign JT, it'll be a good contract for probably 3, maybe 4 years, and then obviously age will catch up to him, especially in the sport of hockey.
I wouldn't give him an 8-year deal.
No, I wouldn't either. I don't think anybody would.
I'm sure he wants term. I would maybe give him a 6-year deal.
I think 5-6 is the highest I would go for term. I think honestly for price, the highest I'd go is like maybe 8, maybe 8.2.
Nope, can't do it
at most. But I'd be like maybe if I'm going into 8s, I'm going for less term, like 3-4 years by age. But if I'm going up to like 5 or 6 years, I'm going maybe at maybe high 7s,
6,
like 6, like high 6, low 7.
Because you gotta keep in mind we don't have the cap space because of a certain Jim Benning.
The only good sign.
The only good part about that trade, which I've told you, is the Garland deal.
Garland is underrated. We better not trade him.
I agree.
But honestly, OEL, he lived up to his contract last year.
I'm actually really impressed with OEL. It's his term that
It's his term. I will agree, but he lived up to his contract last year, and if he can redo that this year, if not exceed that, then his contract is going to look good for a little bit. Probably, like I say, like 2-3 years. That is at the back end of that contract that's going to start looking pretty bad.
Yeah,
and honestly, OEL is a Myers light. In a sense of he's good on the forecheck. He's very good defensively.
Oh,
he's not super fast, but we don't need a super fast defenseman. We just need someone who's
we already
responsible.
Have that.
We have that in Hughes. We have that in Hughes.
Exactly.
And
steal.
Oh, good. And honestly, the only signing that Benning did that I think really good are Garland's contract and Demko's contract. Demko's contract
Agreed.
is the best contract on the Canucks by a large margin.
That is his best contract that he signed when he actually signed, that he gave to a player to sign,
and they signed it
in his tenure of being the GM of this team.
Yeah, and for honestly, I don't think it's a stretch to say that's our cup window. Demko is making an amazing contract with the player he is at his age, with Hughes and PD both re-signed, and Besser is re-signed. Bo is probably going to get re-signed by training camp. This is the core. We have the core. We need the pieces. We need right shot D. And I think and honestly, I'm not exaggerating when I say our cup window is Demko's contract.
I can see that, and I totally agree with that. Now, I think going into this season with Bruce, there it is.
Barbecue Bruce.
Exactly.
I love that man.
Me too.
Oh god,
he turned this team around, and we legit thought that
we were going to
make the playoffs. I even said it. Watch, they're going to walk in there, I'm going to say they're going to take the first round, and then the second round they're probably going to fall off because they're not experienced yet.
We barely missed it, honestly.
Honestly, we missed it by 2, 3, 4 points.
Yeah, maybe 2-3 games
easily.
Honestly, if we had Bruce at the start of the season, playoffs easy.
We're in.
We're in probably in the second round.
Yeah. Sorry, Leafs.
I still love that meme. I'm sorry. I hate the Leafs for a reason. I grew up hating the Leafs for the East Coast, West Coast. I can't say the same about you.
So, little fact about me. I'm from Southern Ontario.
Fucking loser.
Oh, fuck yourself. Most of my family is, my family's from there as well. I grew up as a Canucks fan, number one, Number 2 was Detroit because of Steve Yzerman. I love Steve Yzerman as a kid. Number 3 is Toronto.
Just hometown boy.
Because I have to or I'll get beat. I mean, I won't get beat now, but I mean, like, I didn't.
No, now you get beat from being a Leafs fan.
yeah, exactly. You're not wrong there.
You walk in. If I ever go to a game with you and it's Canucks versus Leafs and I see you in a Leafs jersey,
You won't.
You good.
Now, if I'm in Toronto, I'm probably still going to wear a Canucks jersey just to piss them off because I find it funny.
Yeah. my favorite thing, because I went to the Canucks Leafs games here in Vancouver at Rogers Arena. And my favorite, so we won that game. Demko stood on his head, making like 50-something saves.
Mrazek just flopping in the net.
Mrazek flopping, Justin Hall giving away so many goal opportunities. JT Miller's goal, Besser, Demko's beautiful saves. Oh, I love that man. And in front of me to the right a bit was a Leafs fan. Very, like...
Wasn't he drunk?
He was drunk. He was arrogant and all that. After we won the game, I think because we scored an empty netter, it was 3-1, I think. I think I could be wrong.
I think the final was 3-1 or 3-2 or 4-2. Something like that.
It was 3-2. It was 3-2.
3-2, right.
It was 3-2 because they got a late third period goal and pulled Mrazek to get the extra skater on. We got the
empty net.
We got the game winning
goal.
Yeah. So and it ended 3-2. Demko stood on his fucking head, and as we're all celebrating, the Leafs fans, we're clearing out. Oh, I'm like, good game. He's like, yeah. See you in the playoffs. Oh wait, I'm like, yeah. See you in the second round. Oh wait.
Yeah, when you told me that, I was like, ow.
And the thing is, too, that same Leafs fan got into a fight with the dude in the Horvat jersey. I later see him getting arrested for, aggravated assault.
I remember you telling me, it was probably battery, let's be honest. But I remember you telling me that at work, and so he told me he was going to the Leaf game, and I was like, give me a ticket.
I'm like, unfortunately, it was a Christmas gift from my mom. It was just me and my brother. I couldn't.
You want to see me all conflict on the inside? For me?
But
it was a good Canuck Leaf game.
It was a good game. I was right near the net. So good seats. Great house. Man, it was so weird seeing how half and half Rogers Arena was. It was quite literally half Canuck fans, half Leaf fans.
And there wasn't like that one Bruin fan there too, as a joke or some shit like that.
So at the Canucks game, they had a segment on the Jumbotron basically saying, "Are you lost?" And it was showing fans with the wrong team jerseys on. Like there was a Minnesota, there was a St. Louis, and they eventually cut to a kid wearing a Boston Bruins jersey. And I shit you not, the entire arena, all Canucks fans, all Leaf fans, just booed.
See, that's one thing that both the Canuck fans and Leaf fans will agree is boo Boston. Fuck Boston in general.
Yeah.
Get them out of here.
Because Canucks, obviously 2011, and then the Leafs fucking 2 years in a row getting knocked out in the first round by Boston. Oof.
3 years and like what?
3 years and like
5 seasons?
3 times in like 5 seasons.
Yeah, exactly.
I know it was twice in a row.
Yeah, point. I remember that because that's when they brought home Pajama Boy.
Yeah. But
you're regretting that one, I know.
But
yeah.
So as you can tell, this isn't scripted.
No, we're going off talking points.
We're going off talking points.
We actually just got distracted a little bit.
A little bit, but that's not a bad thing by any means.
Looking at our time, that's I'm okay with that. Like,
yeah, and the thing is, like, the thing is too, it doesn't have to be like the full episode. We can cut it up in parts. Like episode 1, episode 2 is just another section, but that's
you're right. We could easily do that.
But it also depends on like time and all that. But I'd say that's probably good for that talking point because we derailed.
Oh, easily.
But I mean, like that's I don't know. To me that makes it more natural, just going off each other's energies and stuff.
Exactly. Seeing as how we're still, doing this right now. So there's one thing I want to bring up on the podcast and the videos. They are going to be an hour long.
Roughly.
If they continue over, that's fine. I'm going to cut it out, save it, but it will be an hour long.
Yeah, probably like hour long minimum, maybe like depending on like time restraints, maybe 40 minutes minimum.
Once we take off, hoping that we do take off.
That's up to you guys.
That's up to you. I'm pointing at the camera for those who can't see. Yeah, that's up to you guys. And we really want to do this, and we feel that we can easily let our voices be heard. Yeah, and I'm sure that there's a lot of you out there that are going, yep, I agree with these two. Or there's idiots, but I believe in these two.
And there's probably some of you, if any of you watch, are like, no, these two are fucking idiots. And I'm like, yeah, we are. We're not professional in this, but we're not. This is the first episode of a podcast that we just started.
Yep.
And the thing is, too, we're recording in my basement. Yes, this is my wallpaper.
This is our set design, okay?
It's not professional by any means. Hopefully, if like I said, up to you guys. If this takes off, we can get some more professional. We can get proper mics because all we're using for a mic is my fucking headset. Actually, looks like it is better than what we were doing before.
Well, it's better than my computer. Let's be real here. And yes, I brought my computer all the way out here from my house.
Yeah, and
for no fucking reason. Figure that one out.
Yeah, didn't even need to use it.
No,
but it's backup if things happen. We have a backup of the backup, which is what we're using now as our backup. But it looks like we're working. We haven't got cut off at all. It's just your end that sucks.
Keep in mind, my computer is 12 years old. Almost 13 years old.
I think this is like 3 or 4.
Oh yeah, this is like handling no problem.
Surprisingly, everything else is less slow on that thing. But getting back on track.
I agree. Let's get back on track. Let's.
Oh yeah, Trouba being named the next New York Ranger captain.
It's funny how we were talking about them earlier in the podcast.
Yeah.
But you know what? We knew that this was going to come up. So
Kreider's getting traded confirmed.
Oh, you stole my lines. So I was going to say that myself.
Because, like, I don't know. I know in the past, like, I think, like, last year and the year before that, both Zibanejad and Kreider have declined the captaincy. So I don't know if they're going to again this year or if New York was just like, we're not going to bother asking because we're just going to decline again. And Trouba's also an alternate captain. He has the A on his sweater. But I don't know, Mr. Sidearm going to literally dirty hit a star player in Sidney Crosby and send him out for 3 games? Like, that's going to be your next captain? Not the homeboy who you drafted and brought up through your organization and has amazing skill in Kreider?
Yeah, I don't know what the Rangers were thinking. Yes, most teams go with a defenseman as their captain. Most, because they're on the ice longer than forwards.
Yeah.
But I would have gone with Kreider or Zibanejad. Yeah, exactly.
Fuck, I would have taken Fox at this point over Trouba.
Schneider.
Yeah. But, I don't know. Fuck, Capo.
God, no.
No. He's too new.
He's also, I'm not a fan of how... Well, look at... I don't know if you saw the video of when he was getting drafted here in 2019. He was mad he wasn't drafted first overall. He was mad Jack Hughes went first.
Jack Hughes went first. I think Capo get
second. He was second.
I mean, it's better than fucking Shane Wright. Imagine going
first overall. We're going to dive into that. We are going to dive into that.
But I mean, I don't know. The fact that top 5 Personally for me, like if for some reason I ever got drafted, I'd be happy if I got drafted at the back end and
I'd be
30.
glad if I got drafted. Period.
Yeah, give me if I get drafted
Just
seventh round, I don't know, like 400 something overall. Fuck, I'm happy with that.
like just the fact that
A team wanted him.
that Capo Caco was like, I'm better, and then got drafted by the Rangers.
Imagine he could have been living in New Jersey right now. And instead of he's living in New York.
Because he could still live in New York.
I know, that's my point. He's
it's
mad.
Right there. It's the same.
I know, but that's my point. He's mad that he's not living in Jersey when he lives in New York.
Exactly. This kid. Let's get off Capo Caco because I can't stand the kid.
Back on the Trouba. I mean, he's a good player.
He is.
He's good
He's
defensively.
a really good defenseman.
And from what I've seen, he's a leader on and off the ice. Or at least from what I've heard from players that have to say that.
Yeah.
But the thing is, he's a dirty player. And I don't know if you want your captain to be a dirty player. I mean, I don't know if he's a dirty player, not like, like Reeves or Wilson.
Look at Darian Hatcher, though, when he was the captain of the Dallas Stars. He was a dirty hitter. Same as Scott Stevens with the Devils.
I mean, fair enough. But at the same time, again, like I said,
it's not the 90s anymore.
It's not. It's 2022.
Yeah.
And that kind of thing is no longer really allowed in the NHL. Or so they say. Their NHL PR is god-awful, and we're not even going to go into that.
No, we'll be here all week.
Yeah.
Talking about that.
It'll be a 60-hour podcast at that point if we went into all our grapes on it. But
no thanks.
Nope. And we have shit to do.
Yeah, we have topics to hit.
But I don't know. Personally, and it's shown by even New York fans, they wanted Kreider to be captain, not Trouba. And again, good for Trouba. The New York management thought he was good enough as a leader to say, we want you to be our captain, and obviously he accepted. I don't know. I don't think it's been officially announced by the New York Rangers, but it's been announced by Sportsnet. It's been announced by GSN.
Yeah, I've heard that. I heard actually this. I think it was today or yesterday. I was listening to 650 in the work truck.
Oh, it's official. It's official. It's official as of 2 days ago. As of 2 days ago, as of 2 days ago, they officially announced Jacob Trouba is their captain. He will have the C. And I mean, as most people now is kind of accepted. Not my first choice for the C, but I'll support him anyway. Part of me feels like that's Kreider first, and he said no. Regardless, congratulations, Trouba. Well overdue congrats. Don't cry, everybody. This is a good choice. Train's coming. Congratulations. So obviously, people in New York have accepted it.
Yeah.
But again, most people would say they'd prefer Kreider as a captain, but that isn't to say it isn't a slight on Trouba's playing at all. He's a good player.
No, he is a really good defenseman. I want to know if they asked Panarin.
Well, I haven't even thought about that. This entire time I was thinking...
So that's something that excuse me, that popped in my mind when we were talking about. I'm like, I wonder if they asked Panarin even, because I think Panarin would make a really good captain.
I feel like Panarin is just a little too young.
I mean, Crosby was 19 when he became captain. Look at Gabe Landeskog. He got captain when he became the captain when he was 18, 19?
I mean,
and he just won a cup.
Yeah, but it's also forgetting about the 16-17 season for the Avalanche.
Sorry, what?
Oh yeah, that season doesn't exist.
That goes for us too.
Fair. I mean, there's been a number of bad Canucks seasons. COVID. Whew.
Bubble hockey. That's the one thing I miss about the bubble.
The bubble
You
playoffs
could
were.
watch. You could just sit there and watch all day long all the playoff games that were going on.
I mean,
I missed it.
Honestly,
I miss it so
summer.
much.
I missed. I mean, yeah, it was weird having hockey in summer.
But I loved it.
I loved it. Yeah, like the fact that we still had hockey in summer and we still had hockey coming back up in October.
No.
It was October because it was a shortened season.
Nope.
Was it December?
Nope. February. Came back up in February because free agency opened up in, I think, December.
Oh yeah, you're right. Well, that's also like the unfortunate thing because of.
But everything's now back on track to where it should be in normalcy.
Honestly, I don't think it's going to happen, but I kind of hope they bring back the qualifiers. I love that.
I was actually a fan of that.
I love that in the bubble. A best of 5. It's
quick. It's easy,
and it's good for.
Think of how much money the league will bring in for revenue.
Because think about it. Think about it this way: the Canucks got it. The Yotes, the Coyotes, made the playoffs that year because they won in the qualifiers. They got swept in the first round
by Nashville, I think.
By Nashville, yeah.
Yeah, it was Nashville.
But the fact that they made this gives teams that don't normally get a chance to make it because they're not wildcard teams, this gives them a chance to try and go for one. And it also gives us this thing of the best team truly wins. Because
think of it as playoff hockey before playoff hockey.
So yeah,
one thing I noticed. Sorry, let me finish this. One thing that I noticed in the bubble between the Canucks and Minnesota. Yes, Minnesota won the first game. After that, Minnesota was not ready for Markstrom, for like the entire team. No. Like when the fact that it went to overtime in, I want to say game 4.
Game 4, we won 3 games to their 1.
Yeah,
and Chris Tanev got the game-winning goal in overtime.
I miss him. I miss Tanev.
Dude, me too. But So the teams that make it, like team 1 to 8, they get a chance.
They're in the playoffs.
They get the chance to rest.
9-10.
And 9-10, and they have, or the qualifiers, like Eastern and Western qualifiers, so 9, 10, 11, 12.
Yeah.
So Eastern, Western, or they fight for their lives just to get in. That it gives you the NHL more revenue. It gives fans more playoffs, and
continue.
And it just gives a sense of we need to fight for our cup. So and it also makes it makes the teams in the qualifiers a lot more tired, but it should give more incentive to get that rest to get into the playoffs proper without needing to go through the qualifiers.
Yeah, no, totally. What I was actually going to say is, how about a bye? So.
Oh yeah, like a bye week, like in the NFL.
Yeah, pretty much. So if you are, I'm just going to say the top seed in each conference, you get a bye. That way, the 8, because the way I have it working out.
So automatically into like a round.
They automatically go into round 2.
Okay. But
I don't see.
Personally, I think I would prefer the qualifiers. That gives us more hockey.
Exactly. But what I can also see them doing, and what I've been hearing, is now that we have 32 teams in the league, you have 16 teams making the playoffs. Now I'm hearing them saying, okay, but now that we have 16, let's have it the top 12 in each conference. Making the playoffs.
That's just a little too much, I think.
Think of that as 2 extra qualifiers, though.
2 extra qualifiers, yes, but I feel like that's a little too much. But I think the bubble format with the qualifiers
it worked.
That worked well, and up until the year after, most teams didn't even get COVID.
No,
I mean, granted, it was shit. No one could leave their hotels. No one could do that. And
they could. they couldn't. So the way both Edmonton and Toronto was set up, I know in Edmonton how the bubble worked was so you have, I almost said Rogers Arena. You have Rogers Place.
Yeah.
Or is it
Rogers Place?
Center? Yeah. Okay, yeah, Rogers Place. Rogers Center is in Toronto. Rogers Place. Then you have people who. So you know how you have the save on. The fencing.
Yep.
They would literally have that on wheels and close it so that way the public couldn't go through. But when there was no players, it would be open and public can walk through and drive through. But there's players coming through, they would block it off and let them come and go. They were not in contact, and they had people wait. I think it was about 10 feet from each side of the perimeter. They had perimeter off, but if here comes Petey walking down to go for a coffee, right? They would literally open the door and let him walk through, and then they would close the door once he's passed. That way, everybody can go out with their normal lives.
Yeah, but I mean,
I think it was a 2-block radius or something like that. I don't remember.
Yeah, I mean, what point is? I think the qualifier round, the 4 bottom teams in the qualifier are duke it out in a best of 5 format, and then they play in round 1 against whoever.
Yeah,
and I mean, so that worked. Canucks beat Minnesota, and then we beat the reigning Stanley Cup champions in St. Louis in 5 games, 6 games. And I mean, obviously, St. Louis didn't want to be there. They were like, no, we don't want to be there. So obviously, they weren't playing with their whole heart.
Vegas.
That Markstrom died in Vegas.
Demko.
Oh, that's where the Demgod started.
Yep, Demigod.
Demigod.
You're not wrong. Yeah. So.
And obviously the thing is too, Demko hasn't lost any of his playoff form. In fact, he was better this year.
Oh my God! The Rangers game when he
making pad save
with his skate,
no glove.
Yeah, the whole no glove, and then him just scorpion kicking the puck out of away from the net.
Man,
I thought it was in.
I was listening to it over the radio, and I could hear the crowd over the radio, over the play-by-play,
over the announcers. Yeah.
And it was unbelievable how loud that arena got during that. Unbelievable.
I believe it. I can also see it, how.
So if Demko stays true to form, stays healthy, and in fact we now have Martin, a good backup who can play.
We don't have Halak.
We don't have Holtby. I mean, I feel bad for Holtby because he's not a bad goalie. Neither's Halak. But the fact that
the team would just quit out in front of Halak, or they would think that he would have the shots, but realistically he didn't because they're used to Demko.
They're used to relying too much on their goaltenders.
Which Vancouver Canucks. Listen to what I'm going to say. Stop relying on Demko. Yes, he's a really good goaltender. Make better plays with the puck. Stop doing this whole throw it up the middle. Oh, it got picked off. Now it's in the back of our net. Stop it.
This is what got Markstrom injured in the first place.
Yes. Stop. We are not a running gun team.
We want to be, but we're not.
We're not there yet.
But I mean, I don't know. We have Demko and Martin. So Martin is a good bona fide backup. He played so well.
I loved him when we called him up from Abbotsford.
Granted, very limited in what he was in his games. So we don't know how it's going to be if he's played 10, maybe 20 games. But if he keeps to that form, which I truly believe he will, Ian Clark is a god. But if he does, Demko can have actual rest because there's too many times last year where Halak got lit up, and Demko on his rest day had to fill in.
The Islanders game.
We don't talk about that. We don't talk about that. We don't talk about the Anaheim game. We don't talk about the Colorado game.
No, I'm talking about how we came back, but it was too little, too late.
Yeah, it was
That's
like
why I was going to go
7-6.
Well, it was 5-0, and then we put Demko and it became 5-1, and then we did a slow comeback, and then they popped in more. Honestly, I'm actually shocked that we lost to the Islanders. Looking at that team.
We lost to the same team that went on a 13-game road trip to start the season.
Yeah, because their new home was not ready yet. Go figure.
Yep. I mean, to be fair, we've all lost to bad teams. Like, we lost to Buffalo our first time.
Twice. We lost them both times this year.
I mean, to be fair, Buffalo also beat Toronto both times. All 3 times this last year. I mean, we beat Toronto both times we played this year. But I mean, it also proves that you're gonna have off nights. Like Toronto,
we also lost to the Red Wings both times too.
Yeah, but I mean, like, and yeah. Speaking of Red Wings, the whole Toronto and Red Wing game.
Oh God,
10-7.
Oh my God, I didn't watch the game, but I did watch the highlights.
Same.
And
holy shit!
I was literally like, "Why didn't I watch this?
What is going on?
Why didn't I watch this?" And then I watched Steve Dangle's
live stream.
No, not live stream. I didn't watch that. No, he did the.
Oh dang it!
No, it wasn't his dang it's or his hat picks. It was. You know how after a Leaf game he reacts to the game?
Oh yeah.
He reacted to that game, and I watched it, and I was like, I was pissing myself laughing just watching it because I was like, you know what, Toronto, you're making you're making the playoffs. I'm not even gonna like feel sorry for you, but like,
how do you let Detroit get 7 goals on you?
How? You should have won that.
They did.
Did they? I thought they. Oh, right, they did.
10-7.
Right.
And the thing is, too, they pulled the goalie and switched goalies from Mrazek to Campbell, but they're still winning. Granted, it was 7-6, but you were still winning. So, like, I'm just watching that game, or I didn't watch it either. I also saw the highlights, but it's just like, what?
Yeah, exactly. What? How? Did we stop playing defense? Both teams, like the defensive.
The goalie just sat on the net and let it happen.
Yeah, no, they're sitting on top of the net, going, "Yep."
And they're just putting their stick.
They're just like, "Stop! I'm stopping it."
They just put their stick down. Like if it gets past the stick, it deserves to win. But yeah. It's like my whole point of that whole thing was things happen. Bad teams win games against good teams. That just happens sometimes. Like I watched a Coyotes Flames game. Within the first minute, the Coyotes scored a goal against Markstrom. Within the first minute, literally 40 seconds in, Coyotes get a goal. I'm looking at them like, what? Granted, Flames won, like 5-1. That was their only goal. But like sometimes, just weird things happen. It's hockey. You never know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
Let's keep this going. I mean,
yes.
7 minutes.
Andrew Hammond got is getting a professional tryout with the Florida Panthers. So you didn't watch a lot of Devils hockey. I watched a bit of it, and in this game, in the third, Devils are leading 6-1 or 6-2. I don't remember. I think it's 6-2 actually, with Hammond in net. They're in the third period. Devils are leading 6-2.
Yeah.
I think against Florida too, because Florida is a master of fucking comebacks apparently, unless it's against Tampa Bay. Yeah. So Florida gets a goal. gets a goal. 1 minute remaining. Florida has their goalie out, 6 men on the ice. Gets a goal, ties it, and with 20 seconds left. They end up winning that game in overtime. And they saw that. They played against that man. And were like, yeah, let's give him a professional tryout.
I think
Like, what?
I think he might be the third string goaltender.
Probably.
Or he's going to be down in the
with Charlottes and Checkers.
I don't. Isn't that Carolina's? Isn't that the Hurricanes farm team?
Oh yeah, you're right. I don't.
I don't know whose farm team is whose except for Toronto Marlies, the Abbotsford Canucks. Is the Stockton Heat still Calgary's?
No, it's Calgary Anglers now.
So Calgary finally has their AHL team in there. So
the Wranglers are officially part of Calgary, and that's going to be 3 teams playing in the Saddle Dome: the Calgary Hitmen in the WHL, the Flames in the NHL, and the Wranglers in the AHL. At least we have the Abbotsford Center for Abbotsford to play.
Aren't they playing on the Trade X?
Something like that.
I think it's the Trade X that they play.
I'll bet SFU. I think. Or UFD or something like that.
I think it's the Trade X.
But but he's probably going to be down in the minors, or he's going to be like the third string because they have Bobrovsky and Knight. Knight scares me.
Spencer Knight?
Yeah. He's going to be a really good goaltender for years to come, especially on a good Florida team. Because Florida's a good team.
They are.
And they just signed Tkachuk.
Oh, God. Oh, my God. The Hoodie-Dooby-Doo trade.
Yeah. Calgary won that trade so hard.
They fleeced Florida.
A first, Uyghur, a good prospect, Uyghur, and Huberdeau.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
Calgary totally fleeced Florida.
Oh, on a sad note, after we did all that, Ben wasn't 10. He was 6. That makes it so much worse.
Oh. I knew he was younger than that.
I thought he was at least 10. Not that makes it any better, but oh my god. Sorry. I just saw that as I pulled up the sports sign again. I'm just trying to see what that full trade. So Florida acquires Matthew Tkachuk and a conditional 4th rounder for 2025. Not even this year or next year.
Yeah, I remember hearing that on 650.
And Jonathan Huberdeau, Mackenzie Weegar, Cole Schwitt, and who's a good prospect, and a conditional 1st rounder. And then Calgary signs Huberdeau to 8 by 10.5, which makes him the highest paid player on the Flames. They're probably gonna sign Weegar. Probably, I'm gonna assume, to like a 5-year deal. And I mean, they also signed Mangiapane to 3 years by 5.8, which is good.
Yeah, that's a cap friendly hit right there.
Yeah. Speaking of Capo Crapo, 2 years by 2.1 is what the Rangers signed him.
I think they're trying to get rid of him.
Possibly. Ottawa signed Matthew Joseph to a 4 years, 2.95. I mean, good for them because Matthew Joseph was good on the Oilers. Like, I think he actually got his first hat trick, his first career hat trick while playing for the Oilers. I think against Tampa Bay. I could be wrong. I probably am, but I know he got his first career hat trick.
Do you want to do our 32?
Sure.
Who we think that is going to?
Hold on, let me just pull up the standings. So we're gonna go by division, and we're gonna go. So in the Atlantic, we have Florida, Toronto, Tampa Bay, Boston, Buffalo, Detroit, Ottawa, and Montreal. We obviously know Tampa Bay, Toronto, and Florida are most likely making the playoffs. Easily. Boston, I think, is a dark horse. They could, but they could also not.
You know who my dark horse is out of that?
Ottawa?
Yes. Ottawa scares the shit out of me.
So Ottawa
Like Ottawa, just get them getting DeBrincat and Giroux. I mean, Giroux isn't Giroux really anymore.
No, he's not. But it's still
scary at how that team is. Like that team is scary.
Yeah, and they gave up next to nothing for DeBrincat because Chicago's an idiot.
Stan Bowman.
Man, Kane and Jonathan Taves aren't staying very long. I think they're actually trying to get a trade for Kane.
No one's going to make that trade.
I mean, Kane's still a decent player. He's just playing for Chicago. But they're both old. That's the thing. They're old.
That's what I mean. No one's going to.
I mean, if they could get Taves or Kane on a good cap friendly contract, I think they.
Oh yeah, in that case, I could see that. But I mean, right now, I don't think anybody.
Because I think they're both. That deal. I think they're both UFAs next year. No, I think Kane's UFA next year, and then Taves is the following. I believe.
Okay.
Because I mean, their contracts was made back when they were in their prime.
Yeah, exactly.
I think it was 8 years for both.
I think it was after them winning the cup in 2010,
I believe.
No.
20. What was their last cup?
2015.
I think so.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, but so from the Atlantic, Florida, Toronto, Tampa Bay, I'm inclined to agree with you. I think if there's going to be a fourth one from the Atlantic, it's going to be Ottawa.
Ottawa, easily. I can see them pulling away.
Easily dark horse, and honestly, it'd be kind of fun. I think
Battle of Ontario.
Battle of Ontario first round.
God, yes.
It'd be better than the Battle of Alberta last year.
We don't talk about that.
I mean, can we talk about Josh Anderson? Not Anderson. Who was it? I don't remember. Can we talk about the goal from the opposite blue line that Mike Smith let in?
Oh, that's fine. That's fine.
That was so good. Anyway,
but the wrong team won because.
Do you think if Calgary won that won that series, that Kachuk and Gaudreau would still be on the team?
No.
No.
I think they would.
I think they were planning on leaving.
I think they were planning on doing it from the start of the season.
But I mean, like, okay, Kachuk, I can see he wants to go to a contender in Florida.
I think the main reason is he wanted to go back to the States.
Yeah, definitely. But then we're not even going to talk about the fact that Gaudreau went to nowhere, Ohio. Anyway, on to the Metro. So we got Carolina, New York, Pittsburgh, Washington. So we have the Rangers and the Isles. We have Columbus, New Jersey, and Philly.
Philly is definitely not making the playoffs.
So obviously, I think Pittsburgh probably, New York or Rangers probably, Hurricanes probably, Washington maybe. If Gaudreau is gonna have to, if Columbus makes it, is all Gaudreau.
Columbus is not making the playoffs.
I said if.
They're not.
New Jersey, probably not. They're not going to be... I don't think they're going to be as bad as last year.
Actually, I think New Jersey might be a dark horse.
Possible. So last year they finished 7th in the Metro. I don't think they're going to finish that low again. I think the lowest they're going to go is maybe 6th or 5th. Probably 6th if they don't make it. But... So for me, I honestly don't see any change from last year in Carolina, New York Rangers, Pittsburgh, and Washington. I don't see much difference in that Stanley Cup playoffs. All right, so that's from the Eastern.
That's the East. Moving
East,
to the West.
Florida, Toronto, Tampa Bay, Ottawa, Carolina, New York, Pittsburgh, and Washington. Maybe New Jersey.
Yes,
that's the East. So we're going to the West into the Central. Colorado, easily.
Colorado, Minnesota, I can totally see.
I can see St. Louis, probably.
St. Louis, yes.
Although they lost Husso. But if Bennington is Bennington...
If Bennington turns back into Bennington and is no longer a pumpkin...
Easy. Dallas?
No.
Because they lost Klingberg, who was probably one of the best defensemen. Granted, he got old.
Jamie Benn
and Alexiak are not playing up to their contracts as slightest.
Isn't Alexiak in Seattle?
Oh yeah, he's in Seattle now.
He's in Seattle.
Who's the other one I'm thinking of? Sagan, right? Tyler Sagan.
Sagan's
neither
falling
of
off the
them.
cliff.
They have those guys have hugely paying contracts, and neither of them are living up to it at all. They literally were relying on Jason Robertson that entire playoffs, and Ottinger was standing on his head during the Calgary series. So I don't think so. Ottinger kind of scares me a little bit. He stood on his head like so much during that Calgary series, and I mean, like, thank you to Dallas and San Jose for kicking Vegas out. But so Nashville possibly, it's because they also have a top 5 goalie in Saros.
This is true.
Winnipeg,
no,
but they also have a top 5 goalie in Hellebuck. But Hellebuck kind of fell off last year.
Hellebuck did not look like Hellebuck. He looked like
Hellebuck hard fell off last year.
Yeah.
Obviously Chicago and Arizona.
Arizona's making the playoffs. I'm calling it now. Wait. Never mind. It's the Connor Bedard draft next year.
Yeah.
They're not making it.
They're tanking for Bedard.
They're team tank.
But I mean,
I'm calling it here, folks.
Like I said, yeah, they have a 5,000 seat arena, 3,200 after they make it NHL ready. If they go on a heater, and that's a big if, that arena could get loud.
Yeah,
and they probably have, they have a dedicated fan base for the ones that went. They have a dedicated fan base, and we've talked about this before. If remember back in last year's playoffs when Montreal went on their run,
right?
Or sorry, not last year, the year before,
2021. The when they played Tampa in the final. Yeah,
like a 1,500 sounded like 15,000.
Yeah.
So I think 5,000 people could make that arena could get really loud.
Keep in mind, it's also a smaller arena.
It's a small arena.
It's not an NHL size. It's a small arena.
They still could get really loud. But Chicago, no.
Chicago, God, no.
I think Arizona won't be dead last. I think they'll probably be above Chicago.
No, I'm pretty sure they're going to purposely tank hard.
For Bedard.
Yes.
Get hard for Bedard.
Oh my God.
So from the Central, Colorado, Minnesota, St. Louis, maybe Nashville.
Maybe, yes.
And now,
Pacific.
Our baby. So
we saved the best for last.
So we got Calgary, Edmonton, Los Angeles, Las Vegas, Vancouver, San Jose, Anaheim, Seattle. Seattle finished dead last year in the Pacific.
They might be. I think.
Only ahead. They only beat Montreal and Arizona. That's the only teams they beat. Granted, brand new team. That's mostly what we kind of would expect from a brand new franchise. Not everyone's gonna be fucking Las Vegas going to the finals in their first year.
No, Vegas, I honestly think was a fluke.
Hard fluke.
Fluke.
But the thing is, Vegas is still a good team, which I hate. I hate that they're a good team.
That's the thing, though, is I don't think they're going to be able to clear their cap space because I think they're like $5 million or some shit like that.
They're like cap. $5 or $6 million over the cap, and I don't
think they're going to be able.
The Eichel. They have Eichel. Well,
Pietrangelo.
No, they got rid of Pacioretty.
Yeah, I knew that. Yeah, for nothing.
For literally nothing. That was just a cap dump.
Yeah,
and they took on Shea Weber's contract just for LTIR.
Yeah.
So Vegas.
I'm gonna say Vegas is going to make the playoffs.
Maybe. So Calgary, most definitely.
Calgary, Edmonton.
I would say Los Angeles.
I can see LA making it. I can also see us.
I can see Vancouver making it. They're not going to be they're not going to be battling for third, but they're probably going to be battling for fourth or fifth.
They're going to be battling for a wild card. I can see it.
San Jose, Anaheim, no.
San Jose, God, no. Anaheim, if they have a good start.
Well, the thing is, they had a great start
You're right.
They were
they
first.
fell apart in
They fell in the back half.
January.
Back half.
Yeah.
Because they were like, I think first or second in the Pacific for months, and then they just fell so far, and then they finished 7th in the Pacific. So Anaheim, I don't know. So for me in Pacific rankings, Calgary I think is finishing first again. Edmonton and Calgary are probably going to be battling for first and second.
Yeah.
The third spot, I think Vancouver, Vegas, and Los Angeles are going to be battling for. I think it's going to go. L.A., Vancouver, hopefully Las Vegas. Hopefully Vancouver is above Vegas.
Yeah. I don't want
then
Vegas.
honestly, and then it's probably going to be Seattle, Anaheim, San Jose.
And with Seattle, I'm not 100% sure what they're going to do. Yes, they have Shane Wright.
But he can't carry them to a cup.
He might be able to carry them to the first round.
Maybe.
But
the thing is, too,
I don't know.
Grubauer and Drieger were not good last year. I mean, I don't know if it was just because brand new team or if they were just bad and they were relying on fantastic defense in Colorado and Florida.
I honestly think it's Dave Haxel's coaching style.
Oh, probably.
Dave Haxel is not an NHL caliber coach.
No, he's barely an AHL caliber coach, in my opinion.
Yeah. I think that's where his systems are not there.
Speaking of the Haxel family, Leah Haxel, I will never watch a single one of your broadcasts. I hate you.
We all hate you. You suck.
And before, you guys try to cancel us for hating a woman.
I hate Cassie Campbell.
We do not hate women broadcasters. But
it's when you talk about the obvious thing.
And the thing is, too, for Leah Haxel, there'd be huge moments of silence, and then she'd be like, and
they scored!
Erickson got the bucket, and they scored! Like, what the fuck did you just say? And like, ugh. So it's nothing against female broadcasters, and again, more power to you. But just please talk like you know what you're talking about. Do not talk like Cassie Campbell or Leah Haxel.
Cassie Campbell with the whole explaining what's happening. Sorry, Mike. What's happening 5 plays ago? It's like, I don't care. It's in the past. I saw what happened. I get it. You're trying to, help new fans out. But, there's a reason why if Cheech and Shorty were not calling the Canuck games, I muted the broadcast, or I would purposely listen to the away broadcast, or I would put on 650
and listen to Batch and Hershey.
Yes,
I love Batch.
I would turn on Batch and Hirsch over Singh and I'm not. Oh God, remember the Johnny Gaudreau goal? Gaudreau. It sounded like he jizzed himself.
On the bright side, we don't have to hear that ever again.
Right?
Unless you're in Florida. And now instead of Gaudreau, we heard Shooby-Dooby-Doo. So, I don't know. We got rid of one unjizzer to another. But
I've already gone over that.
Yeah. So that's kind of what we're thinking for playoffs this year. Again, it's hockey. Anything can happen. For all we know, the teams that we thought are going to make the playoffs aren't, and the teams we said no fucking way are, and it's going to be the weirdest fucking playoffs in the history of the game.
With our luck on calling things,
because we don't have very good luck in calling things.
I had Leafs advancing in 7 against Tampa.
It was Tampa.
I can't even talk about Game 7 because I still get annoyed.
Yeah.
And you saw my reactions to that because I was snapping you. My reactions. And you were even like, I was actually cheering for the Leafs a little bit, and I was like, you were?
Like, the thing is, I can enjoy a good game, and besides the bullshit first period goal call, it was a good game.
It was.
It was a fantastic game. And could you imagine, minus that first thing, if that was the Stanley Cup Finals? Like, I don't even think I'd be mad. I'd be upset.
I'd cry.
But I don't think I could be mad with how the game... Because, for me, I just want a good fucking Game 7. And that was, I think, the perfect Game 7.
My favorite Game 7.
Slaying the Dragon?
Yep. 11.
Uh,
I was on the edge of my seat in overtime when Patrick Sharp shot the puck and Luongo just came across and just brushed it off like nothing. I thought that was in because of what happened the 2 years previous. Like,
Luongo is such a polarizing goalie because he was either so good
or god awful.
He was either so good or he wasn't even in that. Or he was taking a bathroom break.
2007. I was in high school.
I wasn't even watching hockey.
I remember that against Anaheim. 07.
He was like, the Luongo isn't in net. Oh, there he is.
Yep.
He's just in the bathroom.
When you gotta go, you gotta go. Is there anything else that we want to go over? Because we're over an hour.
Yeah, we are. Let's see. We talked about Ben Stelter. We talked about Krejci, Ryan Kesler, Trouba, Miller, Possible, Hammond, May 32 Thoughts. I
think we nailed it.
Well, nail it.
No, we didn't nail it by far. Like this is still
this is a chaotic mess at best.
Oh, I can't wait until I have to re-listen to this and watch it all over again and going, what did we do?
I mean, granted, we have time before I have to go, so we could probably we're gonna be here for a little bit. But yeah, I think that's it. We're over an hour.
Sitting at an hour 18. I'm gonna talk to Evan. Evan comes back on Friday.
All right, cool.
So
he gets back literally when this goes live.
Yeah, and I'm going to message him and just be like, so, you missed episode 1.
I mean, granted, Evan... Okay, we can talk about this after.
Yeah.
But, so, thank you very much for watching.
The no pucks given.
Yeah, because here we don't give any pucks.
This many pucks.
None. Zero. Except the fact that we do.
We give a lot of pucks, this, but everything else we don't give a puck about.
Yep. So
that's puck with a P, not an F.
Don't demonetize us, YouTube.
I'm editing it, so don't.
But like I said, there will be a clean version for any kids who want to watch, and there will be an unedited version for big boys.
I am going to make a playlist for our YouTube channel. So, our YouTube channel, let's do some plugs.
Okay, cool. Let me just pull them up real quick. So, our YouTube, obviously, No Pucks Given.
No Pucks Given, that's us.
Our Twitch is No Pucks Given 69, I think you said.
I'm not on my computer. 1 second.
While you do that, I'll just go right to Twitter. Our Twitter is no_pucks given.
Underscore.
What's
our Instagram?
Our Instagram is no_pucks given. So that's the one with no underscore. Or just search up No Pucks Given on Instagram. I'll be there. And I think then Twitch, that'll be all.
Twitch is No Pucks Given 69.
All right, that was right. Cool. That's all our plugs: Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram, and obviously YouTube.
Do you want to should we also do our personal?
I mean, we can.
Twitter accounts.
I don't use Twitter much. Like I have a Twitter, but I don't really use it. I use Instagram a lot more. So if anyone wants to reach me, you can reach me there at distorted_reality. Reality being R_. Fuck, I'm already fucking up. Distorted dot reality, REALITEA.
Don't worry. Once we'll get used to this eventually.
Yeah, and where can we find you at, Chris?
You can find me Crazy Canucks 69, and that's at Crazy Canucks 69 on Twitter.
All right, that's it.
So yeah, that's our first episode 1 in the books. We fucking did it.
Not gonna lie, I'm excited. I'm really happy about this.
I am too. We've been talking about doing this, and we finally did it.
It's not gonna be a good episode 1.
Oh God, no!
But the fact that we did it,
as we continue along,
it'll get better.
It'll
look
get
better.
A lot better.
We'll hopefully get like maybe a better webcam.
Yes.
We'll get a proper mic, so we're not just using my headset.
I'm probably gonna get us a Blue Yeti.
Yeah. Okay. I'll see if I can find a decent headset or webcam for decent price.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it. Once again, I'm Aiden.
I'm Chris.
And this has been No Pucks Given.